Well, my name is Kevin Beck. I am the client technical manager for Southern California for a company called EI Engineering. EI stands for Energy Inspectors. As the client technical manager, my job is to make sure that the mechanical drawings, plans, designs are working for the builder. Our client is the production builder. It's not the tradesperson per se, or the homeowner, or the county, or some other agency. We work for the builder. They're the ones who hire us. So my position, as I said before, is to act as the liaison from the engineering department to the field. And sometimes there's a big gap between those two um, ways of thinking. Engineers are very specific, very exacting, very precise, they calculate everything to the T, and which we all appreciate. The builder, on the other hand, has schedules and time frames and one trade working on top of another trade. So sometimes they forget about the exactness of the engineer, but they also need to keep a schedule. So knowing the engineer's role and what they do and the value that they give us as the builder, I understand how to relate that information to the builder as a fellow builder. So it's very easy for me to be kind of the translator from engineering ease, if you will, to the builder's construction ease, so he can understand why he can't put that unit there, or why that register shouldn't be there, it should be over there, or the thermostat should be on that wall, not that wall. Oh, I hated math. That was one of my worst subjects in high school, but uh, it turned out as a contractor, you're using math almost every minute of the day. You're either looking at a tape measure, or you're counting the number of boards it's going to take to build that wall, or the amount of cubic yards of concrete you're going to need for the pour tomorrow. There's so many applications for math, physics, algebra, uh, name it, in that kind of field it's all used on a job site almost on a daily basis. It's vitally important. You can't skip those subjects in high school if you want to be in the construction business, for sure. Our profession, if you just put it in the engineering bucket, you can't really build a house or a building or even a road without some kind of engineering. I'm not an engineer. I understand it. I can talk their language. I have no desire to sit in front of a computer all day and be today's computer drafts person. Um, but I do uh, know that we can't build anything without it. You have to know, how something's going to perform before you build it. There's too many costs and variables involved without knowing certain things ahead of time. And engineering allows us to do that. You can calculate how the air will move through a duct, or how far it will travel, or what temperature it'll be at the other end of the duct. All that can now be calculated and computed and put in our calculations, so that when the engineers design a heating and ventilation system for someone's house, they know exactly what each room is going to be and how it's going to perform. Without that engineering capability, it would be all guesswork. uh, Encourage you to start at the very bottom and work your way to the very top. Don't think that an education or a trade school is going to give you every tool you need to be a professional, fill in the blank, whatever you want to call yourself in 10 years. Because learning every job on the way up allows you to look back and help others up that ladder. If you just jump on the top of the ladder and you start being all cocky, no one's going to respect you or appreciate you or listen to your leadership. But if you've earned kind of that knowledge in a way that is appreciated and respected, and your peers understand that, you'll do much better in the business. You also better be ready for sore backs and sunburns and splinters and cut off fingers and such, because it does happen. It's part of the business, just like a cop or a policeman or, a fireman or a football player. We all have these other things that are part of the job. And those are things that, we work rain or shine. There's not much that shuts down a construction project. So there's no snow days, there's no rainy days off. You're working and you're muddy and you're miserable and all of that. But the fun part is, at the end of the day, you get to be sitting in your lounge chair happy that you've helped contribute to someone's house, to their home, and that's an incredible feeling. Whether it's a single family house or an apartment building or a condo or a skyscraper, it doesn't matter. Being part of the construction team that put that thing together is, you can't describe it. You have to live through it to understand it. But once you do, you're hooked. You don't want to do anything else. You might want to do a different trade. You might look over at the electrician. Man, they're really clean, and you're the painter or the plumber, and you're dirty. So it's those kinds of things. But you'll fall in love with it if you like doing things with your hands. If you like helping people. If you like building quality products, seeing things done correctly. Uh, that's the construction industry.